Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC and this is Blue Line TV, and today I'm finally releasing the Director of Football situation video. I'm going to be giving you guys the full updates as to what's happening right now at this moment in time, as well as giving some thoughts and opinions in this video as well. But before I get straight into things, you guys know what the deal is. Press that bell notification button to stay notified to all things Blue Line TV. This is one thing that I'm noticing other channels picking up in regards to getting people to press that button as well. And another thing as well, smash that like button. You guys have been doing bits recently. I've been getting more than 1,000 likes for nearly every video. Really appreciate the support. I'm going to be targeting more than 500 likes for this video again, so smash that like button to help me out. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about Luis Campos first, and I'm going to be talking about Michael Ballack afterwards. Starting with Luis Campos first and giving you guys a small intro so you can understand how this video is going to be structured. Now for Luis Campos, it's going to be in two parts. The first part is going to be disclosing news that I have been told about Luis Campos many weeks ago. And the second part is going to be discussing the latest that I have on Luis Campos. Starting with the old news that I haven't been able to disclose to you guys just yet, as I have been very busy with other videos. Just getting straight in there, Lille have managed to avoid relegation from Ligue 1, but one issue that Lille have been facing throughout the season is that they have been targeted by the DNCG. Now, who exactly are the DNCG? The DNCG is an organisation in France that monitors and oversees the accounts of football clubs. Basically, they are an FA for the business side of things with football clubs. Now, Lille have been in a massive financial situation, especially since the takeover by their new president, Gerard Lopez. That's why last winter they were actually banned from making any signings during the winter periods. And that was down to the DNCG blocking them from doing that. Now, Lille have been told by the DNCG that they need to prove that their project is clean. Otherwise, they could risk the potential punishment of being relegated to Ligue 2. Now, I was told back then that they would be having a court case at the end of May. Obviously, we're past that time now. The court case has been dealt with and it has been finalised. And the outcome is Lille won't be facing any punishment. They won their case and showed their compliance with the DNCG, and they proved that the project was clean. So basically they're safe to go. But where does Luis Campos fall into all of this? Well, you guys, this ain't gonna come as a surprise. We've had the same tactic for Sarri, and basically what the club were hoping for was that Lille would get punished, they would get relegated, meaning that they could basically pick up Luis Campos for nothing. And of course, Luis Campos would definitely want to go because then the project becomes even harder at Lille. And obviously there's that motivation to then sign for Chelsea. Now, I have been reporting on Luis Campos so many times. A lot of times it has come down to the financial side. Why is that? Well, I'm going to repeat myself for probably the 4th or 5th time. Basically, Luis Campos does have his own trademark computer software that he does use when it comes to targeting players. And on top of that, he does have a trusted team of a few people as well that obviously will cost money to hire on top of that. And this is what makes Luis Campos expensive. Now, of course, it's no surprise that Chelsea will look to try and find the easiest, cheapest outcome and solution to try and sign him. But you guys, it is time for me to now disclose the new information I do have on Luis Campos. Now, to just put it bluntly, Luis Campos isn't going to be our new director of football, and I'm going to tell you why this is the case. Well, there are a few reasons, but one of the main important reasons is the fact that Luis Campos has had a change of heart and he doesn't want to leave Lille in the situation they're in at this moment in time. He does feel responsible for them and he doesn't want to leave them when they need him the most. Now, of course, you guys, they have won their battle against the DNCG. They are able to make transfers again. They have proven that their project is clean, but they are in a lot of debt. I think it's more than 40 million euros. They will be forced to sell a lot of players to try and balance the books. So Campos is going to be needed for this new transition. Now, I was told by Sue, who has given me all this information, that Marina is looking to obviously control what we do in the transfer market for the next 2 windows. He did tell me there's 2 possibilities on this outcome. First of all, he said that don't rule out Luis Campos coming in the future. And he also told me, don't be surprised if we did sign a player from Lille. And I can tell you the 2 players that we have been looking into. The first one is Thiago Maia. Of course, you guys should remember Thiago Maia, the ex-Santos player. He was linked with us for a very long period. A lot of talks and negotiations with his agent and his representatives. Of course, there was big interest in Paris Saint-Germain as well, but with Luis Campos obviously being at Lille, he obviously persuaded Thiago Maia and obviously sold the dream that playing for Lille is much better than playing for PSG or Chelsea. And another possible target from Lille is Vez Bizuma. And he is a young 21-year-old midfielder, probably been one of Lille's best players, one of the brightest young prospects in Ligue 1 at this moment in time. Great defensive midfield player, great in close areas, great dribbling abilities and fantastic defensive intelligence. With Lille needing to sell players this summer, we could be getting one of these guys for a much lower market value. And I was told that with the potential signing of a Lille player, don't be surprised if we do see them becoming part of the loan army. So that's that for Luis Campos. He isn't going to be our new director of football. Where does this leave us right now at this moment in time? Well, there have been other candidates. One has been BALLACK, who I personally haven't really heard much about. Another target that is picking up a lot of steam and is looking very, very likely is our ex-legend, Michael Ballack. Now, Michael Ballack links first came from the Evening Standards, and originally the Evening Standards say that Ballack was in line to take over as an ambassador for the club, which, if you guys remember all of the videos I released last year in regards to the director of football, Marina, and how she's hoping to use them, I'm going to be linking those videos in the card above, so make sure you watch them if you want to understand all the full details and context. This is stuff that I've been disclosing a long time before other people, if I got to say so myself, so I recommend you watch them if you want to get all the full details. The Evening Standard reported that, in fact, Ballack is in contention for a much more prominent role at Chelsea, and he has been one of the guys linked to the new director of football role. Now, they spoke about responsibilities that the new director of football will have if they do take over at Chelsea. It's not going to be the same as Emanalo. You guys, as I said, if you remember the videos I released last year around October, November, I already disclosed all of this a long time before. Literally after Emanalo left Chelsea. I keep stressing it, but make sure you watch those videos again. But now, what could be expected from Michael Ballack if he does take over as the new director of football? I'm going to be linking an article that Joe Tweedie released a few months ago. Fantastic article going into everything in regards to Michael Ballack and what to expect in terms of positives and negatives. An example of a positive is the fact that obviously Zidane had a similar role at Real Madrid, and because of that he was able to help Madrid sign guys like Varane and Isco, and obviously these two signings have been key to the long-term stability at Real Madrid, and of course it helped give Madrid an edge in the transfer market as well. And a negative, for example, is the fact that maybe Ballack doesn't necessarily have that huge scouting network just yet, and he might not know all the right connections and people as well. Now, today Michael Ballack was interviewed by the Daily Mail, and honestly it was such a breath of fresh air reading this. I really enjoyed reading it, and Ballack of course spoke a ton of sense, and it really gets you excited as a fan if he does potentially take over the director of football role. In the interview he spoke about a few things. He spoke about the fact that the club needs a new direction, especially after they spent more than 200 million in the transfer market last summer, the fourth highest in Europe, and still had awful results this season. He spoke about that change is clearly needed because Chelsea haven't made it into the Champions League twice out of 3 years. But the most important thing that Michael Ballack did stress was that it's not about the financial side to be a successful team. It's about strategy. He spoke about how we have a youth team that beats everyone. There are good young talents at Chelsea already. You can work with these guys. The quality is there, and he said that he's seen it for himself as well. And to all these youth naysayers or everyone that says that we overrate the academy, this is Michael fucking Ballack. Let's not forget this. Michael Ballack, ex-German player, ex-German legend, one of the best midfield players of his generation. So it further cements and adds weight to the sentiment that a lot of us fans feel already. And he ended the interview very nicely by stating, it's not always about big money. Take risks. Rely on 1 to 2 youth players. Maybe it's time for a new direction at Chelsea. As I was saying, it's amazing that these ex-professional players who had very big prominent names in the game express and share the same sentiment. Sometimes a lot of us feel like we're going crazy because it seems like it's very common sense to a lot of us. So when you hear ex-professionals of his stature stating and expressing the same sentiment, it obviously says that we do know what we're talking about and that our thoughts and opinions are right. Now, in my opinion, with Michael Ballack, with his stature, his name in football, I think with Michael Ballack we could finally be getting that voice of reason, that footballing voice of reason that is desperately needed at the top end of the club, especially with Marina and people on the boards. This current philosophy we have at Chelsea of seeing everything with a corporate mentality and eye just doesn't translate well in sport and in football. This focus on only making profit and making money and obviously appeasing shareholders and stakeholders obviously is not the key thing for a football club. If you're investing in sport, you're investing in winning. That's the whole point of sport. You want to be the best, you want to win. It seems like recently, especially with the club's financial situation as well, that has been lost. And I think that if Michael Ballack does take over as the new director of football, that's a footballing voice that we need on the top levels to hopefully get this club up and running again. And I'd be very happy. You guys know that I've always wanted us to have this type of Bayern Munich thing at Chelsea, where a lot of our ex-players have the prominent roles at the club. And look at Bayern Munich. Is it really a surprise that they've been continuously successful over the past 30 years? Of course not, it's not by accident. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching today's video. Please like, comment and subscribe. Help me get more than 500 likes for today's video. Press the bell notification button as well. I might be releasing another video later tonight, so fingers crossed if I got the time to do that, I will. Thanks for watching. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Line TV, signing out.